from the Ticats Audio Network. This is ongoing coverage of the 2023 Grey Cup Festival leading up to the 110th Grey Cup in Hamilton.
Welcome to ongoing coverage of the 2023 Grey Cup Festival on the Ticats Audio Network. I'm Brady Neville. On today's show, we hear from coach of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Mike O'Shea, as he gears up for this year's Grey Cup, now less than 24 hours away from the game. We also hear from several Blue Bombers players, including this year's Most Outstanding Canadian Award winner for the CFL, Brady Oliveira. And we hear from the other side, Montreal, including running back William Stanback, about preparing for the team's first Grey Cup since 2010. It was all business today at Tim Hortons Field, and both teams spoke to media for the final time before tomorrow's big game. The buzz is in the air. Both locker rooms are absolutely fired up and talking to guys. Everyone's got those pre-game jitters they're trying to control, which is next to impossible when you're about to play in the biggest game in Canada. But guys are trying their best. A lot of the Blue Bombers guys have been here before. They know how to deal with that adversity, including Mike O'Shea, who's no stranger to these games, entering his fourth in a row as coach of the Bombers. And today he spoke about remaining composed and not taking the Alouettes lightly, and also touched base on the injured Dalton Schoen's status for tomorrow.
I mean, we have a very smart, large core of veteran players that will guard against that. And then if you just put on the film, put on Montreal's film and watch anything they've done in the last 6 or 7 games, I don't think that's going to be an issue. 30 minutes before the game, probably. We'll give them every minute possible. Whatever the league mandate is that we have to have that thing finalized, we'll use right up until the last ditch second, because they deserve it. I mean, I think everybody can agree we would all like to see them play. I mean, they're two of the best players you're going to see on the field. So, once again, why would we try to limit them? You know, they're fighting a courageous battle right now, trying to do everything they can to get back on.
That was the always cool, calm, and collected Mike O'Shea. Winnipeg QB Zach Collaros is also entering his 4th straight Grey Cup and spoke about not taking these games for granted throughout his career.
I think just as you get older, I've been asked that a few times this week, you appreciate it a lot more and you understand how fast it goes. So you just, you try to soak it all in, spend as much time with your teammates as you possibly can, whether that's watching tape, grabbing a bite to eat, swimming in the pool, like recovering, all those different things. I just think it means more, again, because you understand how hard it is to get here and how fast it all goes. This win or lose, there's not another game after this one. I think we just preach to stick to our process that we have all season long. Everybody prepares for the game a little bit different. Obviously, there's some distractions and things like that, going on during the week. But I think we have really great leadership in each position group, and we're able to keep all that stuff at a minimum and really focus on what's important. So I always just say to everybody, just be yourself. Obviously, it's the Grey Cup, and the magnitude of it is greater. But when the whistle blows and the ball snaps, it's another game. So just be who you are.
That was Zach Collaros. Aside from Montreal QB Cody Fajardo, the most important guy on the Owls offense tomorrow will be William Stanback. We've seen how heavily they've relied on him throughout the season, and they've done the same thing throughout the playoffs. And today he spoke to me about remaining calm heading into the game.
I'm calm now. Earlier in the week, I was really excited about the things that was going on, the festivities, all the events that we was doing. But now that it's getting closer to game day, it's time to wind down and really just visualize myself doing what I need to do and preparing myself in the best way that I can.
What's the mindset here amongst the guys, and what have you noticed about these guys and gearing up for this one?
Just the energy, and the focus level. We have that dogfight focus in us. It's in our blood, man. It's what Coach Moss preaches to us day in and day out, and this is what we live about, and this is how we made it to where we are now. So we just ready to go out there and just execute, man. I'm telling you, execute, and just have fun while we're out there.
What can you say about the culture of this team this season? And I mean, it's a completely night and day difference from last year, but what has been the change in culture in this team?
Just the opportunities for all the players to hang out, whether it's in the locker room or it's going out to get wings on Wednesday. We have our own things that we like to do in the city. So I just feel like the camaraderie in the locker room is what really brought it out and made us who we are, in this league this year, because everyone's so close. People already planning on hanging out and working out in the off season. And I mean, I've been on many teams and everything like that, but I don't think I've been on a team that is this close.
What can you say about the fan support you guys have been able to get? I've seen a lot of Alouettes fans around the city. What can you say about them and traveling here for the game?
They deserve it just as much as we do, man. They put in the time to come and support us and, sacrifice and weather conditions and stuff like that. So, they deserve it just as much as we do, and we're eager to bring it back to them so we can celebrate on St. Cat.
A lot of this offense is going to have to run through you tomorrow. Is that something you're ready for? Is that something that you're expecting?
I'm always ready, and I'm expected for anything. I've been through so much adversity in my life, whether it was my personal life or being with the Alouettes, up and down seasons, a lot of obstacles that the organization went through. But I'm ready. Whenever my number is called, they know they're going to get everything out of me.
Is this team confident that even though the media says you're the underdog, is this team confident that you belong in this game?
We've always been the underdog. Every game, every year, we're always doubted. But we use that as fuel, and we go out there and we fight to the end.
And what's the game plan? I mean, there's going to be some nerves, no matter what, the night before. But what's the game plan for you to prepare mentally to be in this space for this game, and now to see this stadium and how it's looking and to know it's right there? What's that mindset?
We played here many times, so it's nothing new to us. We know how the field is. We know how the turf is. People are going to be prepared with the equipment that they're going to be using and everything like that. So we just ready, man. It's nothing else really to say.
Yeah.
We just ready to get the game kicked off.
That was William Stanback. The running back on the other side has been the best in the league this season. Let's be honest, Brady Oliveira has been in a league of his own among running backs in the CFL, and he was nominated for that MOP as a running back, which is really hard enough to do in itself. He was awarded the Most Outstanding Canadian and had one of the best seasons we've ever seen from a Canadian. And today, he spoke about winning the Most Outstanding Canadian award and focusing on the only accolade he cares about.
Yeah, honor. Me being a Canadian, I'm very proud to play in this amazing league and to represent, all my fellow Canadians in this league. So it truly did mean the world to me, but I'm trying to win another Grey Cup, though.
We're now less than 24 hours away from a Grey Cup. How are you feeling? How are the emotions leading into this one?
Yeah, I feel good. I think this team feels really good. We feel extremely prepared. We had a great week of prep. The emotions right now, I definitely think you can tell it's pretty calm. Guys are relaxed, and I think it's good. We talk about not letting the emotions get too high too early. We're not playing a game today, we're playing a game tomorrow. So keep those emotions calm right now. When you wake up tomorrow, still keep them calm. When you get to the stadium, then you can start ramping the emotions up and just know when the whistle blows tomorrow, then we're going to be ready and ready to go.
Having been here before, does that help calm those emotions and gearing up for these games?
Absolutely. I think, first time playing in a Grey Cup, there's a ton of emotions. You're on the biggest stage in Canada, playing in the biggest game of your career. So for sure, I remember the first, last year was my real time, first time starting, and it was surreal. It was a ton of emotions, lots of anxiety, lots of butterflies in my stomach. But now this year, I do already feel a lot more calm and at peace. And I think with that being said, it starts of the weekend prep from day one all the way to day 4. So we've had a great week of prep, and I think that's why guys are very calm and confident right now.
I know you can't really enjoy the festivities like a fan could, but what have you thought about Hamilton and what they've been able to do this week?
Great. I was scrolling Twitter this morning and I saw a ton of people enjoying the Carrie Underwood concert last night, which is great. Having Shaggy here, having Carrie Underwood, Green Day for the halftime show. This is great for the league. It's performance like that will create a buzz around this great game, the Grey Cup, and I think it's great. Hamilton has done a great job again of hosting the Grey Cup.
How do you calm the nerves on a night before a game? It can be a restless night, but how do you kind of keep your mind out of that mindset of thinking about it too much?
Yeah, be around the boys, man. It's exactly what we do the night before the game. We'll go to dinner with the receivers. We do it every game. And then, now that we've been together all week and we'll have a little bit more time tonight, we'll just grab a guy or two and have some good conversation about life. Get to know someone even that much more. So when you go onto the field tomorrow, you can honor them that much more. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the day, dinner tonight with the boys, and then after that, just kicking it at the hotel, man, just relaxing and just having good conversations.
That was Brady Oliveira, and a big part of his success, and he mentioned this on award night, is that Blue Bombers O-line in front of him. And statistically, that O-line has been incredible this season from the Bombers. And today, Patrick Neufield spoke about playing in front of him and doing the little things right this week to prepare for the game.
You try to temper them. You try to keep as calm as possible because we still have time before the game, so we still have time to prepare and time to hang out with our teammates and do the little things that are going to help us win. But emotions, you try to keep in check as much as possible right now, so that's the focus.
Prep-wise, how has this week gone and getting ready for this game and gearing up here at a different practice field than what you're used to?
We've been lucky and fortunate. We've been in this position before, staying at the same hotel, practicing here the whole week and getting our footing right. So that prior experience has helped us in our preparation this week. So we're big on adhering to our process, so that's been huge for us this year.
Brady Oliveira won Most Outstanding Canadian. He thanked his O-line, and you guys have been one of the best, if not the best, in the CFL this season. But what can you say about that group and being able to play in front of him and in front of Zach this year?
It's truly an honor playing in front of those guys because of the amount of work they put in and the trust they have in us. And I think, too, they'd be the first guys to, throw that honor on us as well. So it's a mutual feeling and, just fortunate that we have such great players on our team that makes our job easier, too.
How has the week gone? Outside of the football aspect, there's so much going on around the city. It's kind of hard for you guys to go to everything or most things. But what has it been like for you to experience Hamilton and what they've been able to put on this week?
To be honest, it's been nothing but football for us. There is the opportunity to go do this stuff, but we don't do it because we know how important Sunday is, and we put too much work in this entire season to go out and experience a Grey Cup. I think all that stuff is for the fans and for the great fans of the CFL and for citizens of Hamilton and the surrounding area. But for us, our focus is totally on winning a Grey Cup. So it's been hunkering down, batting down the hatches and making sure we get as much work in as possible.
This Montreal defense has really been hot lately, especially the second half of the season. But what do you see when you look at that defense?
They're fast. They run to the football extremely well. They try to take the football away at every opportunity they can. Unique fronts, unique blitzes, a lot of different moving parts. So we're going to have our hands full. We've been spending a lot of time poring over the tape and making sure we can cover as much as we can. But at the same time, we're also relying on what we do well and on our preparation and what's gotten us here too. So it's a balance of making sure we do what we do, but understanding what they do as well. That
was Patrick Neufield. The Alouettes offense is full of weapons, including Al's young wide receiver, Tyson Philpott, who's entering his first ever Grey Cup, much like a lot of these guys on the Alouettes are. And today he spoke about envisioning a win tomorrow.
It's good, obviously I've been trying to stay as mellow as I've been. This morning kind of started putting some pictures in my head, and we had a really good team meeting this morning. Cody got the boys really amped up. I started to feel the shivers on my arms, the eyes started watering. Just envisioning putting the cup up, getting myself a Grey Cup ring is starting to come into fruition. I'm just excited to get it going.
What has it been like to have Cody as a leader on this team? And I've heard throughout the week guys said that they've really bought into him and being the quarterback and being a leader on the squad. But what has he been able to do for you?
Yeah, huge. It starts with off the field. He day one he said we're going to have early morning meeting 6 o'clock. All the receivers are going to come in, and we're not going to meet with coaches. We're just going to talk as a group. We're going to get on the same page. So me being a new guy, not new to kind of the pro stuff. Obviously, I like my sleep. So definitely just the pro, the pro atmosphere and that kind of leadership has been huge for me. And then on the field, he's always got your back. If you mess something up or if you just run the wrong route, he's always going to come to you. He's not going to snap on you. He's just going to be like, let's be better. I know what I expect from you. So that's just been huge, just a leaning shoulder, and we owe it to him. And this offense wasn't easy to learn, and we owe that to him for teaching us as young receivers. And we're just ready to go put it all on the field tomorrow.
This team has completely shifted from last year to this year. What is it about Coach Moss and what he's been able to do and the message he's given to you guys for this year that's really changed things around for this team?
It's just hard work, it keeps everything fun. As people have seen, we've had the games in the locker rooms. That didn't stop. We brought the games out here too. It keeps everything really light, but everyone understands when we get on the field, when we get into meetings, it's time to lock in, it's time to go to work. So that's something that he's instilled in all of us, and so he keeps it fun, but we know it's a buy-in. We all know when it's time to work, it's time to work. So I think that's been able to keep us sharp, and that's allowed us to finish the season strong, and one more game on the goal.
A lot of this week is for the fans and all the festivities, but what can you say about what you've seen from the city of Hamilton and what they put on this 110th Grey Cup?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. I was was out here earlier in the year too, and seeing all the CFL fans 24/7, it's kind of cool. Me being from Vancouver, it's such a big city. Don't really see any CFL stuff or BC Lions stuff just on a regular day, but here you see that all the time, And the Hamilton fans have been great. They want us to win, which I love, and I know they're going to be behind us. So it's been so cool. The stadium's beautiful, coming from Montreal and stuff like that. So we're just excited that we're able to host in a beautiful city and hopefully get the win.
One last question: how fired up are you for this game?
Huge. Like I said before, I started to feel it this morning, and for my legacy, for my family, it would be huge to add another Grey Cup to the family. So that's something I have had on a goal of mine since I was 6 years old. So I can't wait to do it in front of my family.
And is your brother going to be watching the game?
Brother will be here. Mom will be here. Dad will be here. Hopefully, I'll get my brother in a Montreal jersey. Working on that still, but hopefully, I can get a ring, and be one up on him.
That was Tyson Philpott, another receiver on that Owls offense. Austin Mack has made a huge impact on this Alouettes offense in his first season in the CFL. And today he spoke about dealing with a rise of emotions that comes with playing in your first Grey Cup game.
Just extremely excited. You try and stay as level-headed as you can throughout the week, and then the rise of emotions is starting to come closer we get to this game. I'm extremely excited and feel really prepared.
What's been the message like around the guys here and with Cody Fajardo and the rest of that offense?
Man, just play our game. Just remember what it took to get here. Remember our whys. There's going to be trials throughout this game. Don't get too down, don't get too high. Stay level-headed and finish. I'd say those are the biggest points right now.
A year ago, this team was in a much different place, but what has it been about this season that's really been able to turn this whole ship around and make this team be successful?
Yeah, man. This is my first year here too, as well. So, to understand where this team had no ownership to new ownership to new head coach, new quarterback, a lot of new pieces. You just see a great job by Danny and the front office has done to this team to have us in a position to compete. Compete for top honors here in the CFL, which is a Grey Cup. So, huge kudos to Danny and to Coach Moss. What they've done this year, not only at the beginning of the year, but throughout the year, the acquisitions we've made and the moves we've made, just to put us in position to be here. Just gotta show a lot of love to those guys for sure.
And for the decision to come here, was this something that you foresaw that was a possibility whenever you chose Montreal?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when you're sitting at home, trying to make a decision of where your career is to go next, for me, it was blind faith. It's like I'm going to bring my family up here to Canada, and we're just going to, ride with it. We're going to ride with God's plan for me. And it came down to it came pretty, this is pretty sweet. To be my first year up here to end up in the Grey Cup, man, I can't really get too mad at that. So extremely thankful and grateful for the opportunity.
That was Austin Mack. Blue Bombers receiver Nic Demski was the final guy I spoke to today during media availability, and he's looking to make it ring number 3 and spoke about how surreal it is to see the adversity his team's gone throughout the season, and spoke to me about dealing with that throughout this week and gearing up for the big game.
Yeah, they're definitely around. I'm trying to keep them all bottled in and just try to breathe it out. But you know what? It's awesome, man. Everything's just kind of settling in. Even at practice yesterday, I looked at the scoreboard and it had 2 days left till the Grey Cup, and it's kind of mind blowing. But at the same time, it's so surreal to think that thinking back to training camp all the way to now and the adversity we've had to go through and everything like that. It's such a special feeling and such a special group. So I'm really excited.
What was the message way back in training camp and knowing that you've been to this game at that point 3 times in a row and trying to make it number 4, but what was that message like around the room?
Yeah, just trust the process. We're pretty standard in the way we do things around here. Every week is a week to compete, and every week you want to be 1-0 at the end of the week. So this is just like any other week for us. Go 1-0 at the end of the week, put in all the work, put in the preparation, feel comfortable going into the game, and the results are going to come.
You're not able to enjoy a lot of the events like the spectators and the fans will, but how has it been this week and everything around the Grey Cup and all these different things and festivities going on throughout the city?
No, it's been awesome. We're kind of out of it. We're staying in Burlington, so we don't see too much or around around too much, but you know what, it's been good, man. It's been smooth. You know, you still see some fans, there's still some engagement and everything like that. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just thankful to be here, man.
What can you say about your fellow Canadian Winnipegger, Brady Oliveira, winning the Most Outstanding Canadian Award at the awards?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you know what, I knew he was going to win that.
Yeah.
You know, he's been playing fantastic football this year. He's been doing a great job, you know, just being able to stay consistent, being able to stay healthy and making plays for our team. And he's doing a lot just, you know, just to have his presence around. You know, he's learning more, he's becoming more of a vet. And, you know, I'm really excited for what he's about to do on Sunday as well.
There can be a lot of nerves. I mean, you've been here before, but what do you do to kind of settle down and get in that right headspace leading into a game like this?
I just breathe, man. I just breathe. You know, I've been in this situation, so obviously, you know, that helps as well, the experience. But at the end of the day, man, you know, it's just for me, I just think about it as just another week to compete, man. You know, I feel like I was born to play this sport, and I just don't like to let things get, you know, too cloudy in my head. So I just breathe it out and just, you know, just wait until Sunday comes around.
That was Nic Demski. Both teams released depth charts for tomorrow's game, and the most notable things about the Bombers' depth chart is that both Dalton Schoen and Adam Bighill have been added. Beginning of the week, they were doubtful for this game. It looks like there's a chance we could see one or both of those guys in the roster. Mike O'Shea made mention that they'll be evaluated right up to the latest possible point, and who can blame him? Those are big pieces to that defense and that offense. For Montreal, we're virtually seeing the same roster as we saw throughout the playoffs. So eyes will be on Schoen and Bighill to see if they play in this game. And of course, game time will be at 6 p.m. at Tim Hortons Field, and we will have the Twisted Tea halftime show with the one and only Green Day. It's finally here. The hype is at an all-time high. I'm losing my voice with how excited I've been this week, but who cares, folks? We are less than 24 hours away from the biggest game in Canada. Lots going on tomorrow, including Caretaker's Game Day warm-up, hosted by Tiger Town Council and presented by Cooper Equipment Rentals from 2 to 5. The neighborhood block party is going to be buzzing as well. It's the CFL tradition, the outdoor tailgate party, free for 110th Grey Cup ticket holders. The tailgate will offer live entertainment and food and beverage to help you get warmed up to celebrate this 110th Grey Cup game. It's going to be a party, folks. We're finally here. The city of Hamilton is at an all-time high, and it's going to be one heck of a show. So, folks, if you're coming to the game tomorrow, if you're going to be around the festivities, it's sure to be a great time. Weather's looking like it's going to hold up all right. Knock on wood on that one. But we're looking forward to seeing one heck of a game here between two teams that have battled all season to get to this point, and I am absolutely fired up. We will see you next time when we find out who wins the 110th Grey Cup.
Thanks for listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Check back often throughout the 2023 Grey Cup Festival for more.